Hey my beautiful Scorpio peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your April 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I really hope all is well. I just want to mention before we start, if you're interested in personal services, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. The link will be down in the description box below. Nonetheless, welcome in guys. For April, we've been doing a little bit of a different spread. So for the beginning here, we're going to do kind of like a freestyle reading, whatever messages come out, and then afterwards we'll get into a more structurized read, which will be the overall energy, past, present, future. Then we'll tie out the reading here with an overall outcome, okay? But nonetheless, here for you Scorps, let's take a look into this and see what messages come on out. So what do we got going on here for the zodiac sign of Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding April 2023. What information is going to be showing up here for the Scorpios? Let's take a look. Starting out here with the first card, we got here the Eight of Wands. So lots of movement, and I also feel like this isn't just any old movement. It's really quick, rapid things happening here for you. So Eight of Wands, something's moving fast. Is it too fast? Not certain, but things are moving very quickly here. Queen of Wands, a lot of passion, a lot of interest. You're trying to keep yourself in a place to where you're grounded, but I feel like somebody here could definitely be making some pretty bold advances. So in terms of your love life, I kind of feel like you're connecting with a person I'm hearing is out of this world. Okay. But you're kind of connecting with a person here who's very bold, very quick. And it's like, I didn't expect it because I had my boundaries up. I have, a boundary right now about dating, and like, I don't give, any kind of attention to these people as relatively quickly as I've given attention to this person. So I feel like for Scorpios that are in the dating scene, you're connecting with somebody who's like managing to move you pretty quickly, like managing to move things along very quickly with you. And you're like, crap, like why, cause I didn't have, this, I didn't let my boundaries down, this easily for anybody else, but there's something about this individual. So somebody's very charming is what I feel, but they know how to talk. They're a smooth talker. All right. Maybe they're a smooth criminal, whatever the case may be. But ultimately with this individual, they know how to connect with you is what I feel. Could be a Leo with the Strength card coming out. This is definitely somebody here who is building a really strong and solid connection with you right off the bat. So I feel like for Scorpios dealing with love, you're connecting with somebody here who seems to be a very good talker and is moving things along with you relatively quickly. Now, I feel like, granted, they've come from a bit of a rough past, but I think that that's something the two of you kind of click with because both of you have come from a rough past. I think to a certain extent here, Scorps, you're a little hesitant to open up about your past with this individual, but as time progresses here and as you get connected to them a lot more, I do feel like you'll be opening up about the things you've went through, Nine of Swords, which is really about, the intense stuff you've dealt with, maybe in love or just maybe in life in general. This is the kind of person that you can have those 3 a.m. conversations with where you guys are chatting and just talking and getting incredibly deep, and the person you're connecting with here certainly has a lot of depth too. And I think that when we talk about moving along quickly, the way that they've been able to open up with you and have you be so open with them was shocking for you. You were almost kind of shocked at the fact that you opened up about things that maybe you never thought you'd open about with somebody so quickly. And that's what's very powerful about this connection. So I do feel for many Scorpios in love, you are meeting a person here that things may move along fast, but fast isn't always necessarily a bad thing, especially if you're with the right person. And this is a person that you go very deep with over here. Queen of Cups, feelings are definitely developing here on your end. It's definitely a lot more than just simple attraction. You're very happy with this person with the Sun card. And I think you're excited to see where things go. We got here Six of Pentacles. They're very balanced, this individual, and they honestly complement you very well. And you feel like you complement them very well. So I do think that for Scorpios here, especially those of you that are single and kind of really starting to fall for someone here, you're falling for the right person. And even though it might be happening pretty dang quick, it's nice to know that you have this person in your life that you can connect with. I don't think you would trade this connection at this time for the world, okay? Which is really, really awesome. So that's a cool freestyle read. That might not be the whole point of today's reading. So, that's what came up in the freestyle. We'll see what comes up in the past, present, and future spread. But I really like seeing that here for Scorpios, especially the single Scorpios who have been waiting to meet that right kind of person. I feel like you have a really good individual showing up here for you. Okay. All right, guys, let's hop on in, into your official read and take a look and see what's going on. So let's see what we got here for Scorpio regarding April 2023. Messages here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs regarding April 2023. Looking at the overall energy of April, we begin today's reading here with the Four of Swords. Interesting. So Four of Swords is usually the card of laying a situation to rest, taking a break. Usually it ends up being a temporary break. A Ten of Swords would be an official cutoff, but the Four of Swords is more about a temporary break. So I see a temporary break from something, just needing to get out, needing some air is almost what I'm seeing here. Looking into your past, we begin here with the Nine of Wands, followed up with the Hierophant. We also have here the Two of Cups, and then lastly for your Scorpio, we have here the Six of Wands showing up as well. Taking a look here into the present for the month of April, we have the Three of Cups, we have here the Queen of Cups, we also have here the Seven of Swords, followed up with the Sun card showing up again. Interesting. Moving on into the future, what do we have? Page of Cups, got here an Eight of Swords, have here an Ace of Wands, and lastly we have here the Hermit. So let's get on into your reading here. We're going to start here first and foremost with what happened in the past, okay? So we begin first and foremost with the Nine of Wands and the Hierophant. You know, Nine of Wands is the energy where you can feel pretty hesitant to be super open, you know? It's that energy of just not really wanting to communicate too much, really keeping to yourself. So I think that for many of you, you are pretty shut down emotionally at this time in the past. You know, we have here the Hierophant. You know, Hierophant is a commitment. Two of Cups showed up as well, which is like usually signifies a relationship of some sort, whether it's romantic or not. So I feel like you hid a lot from the people that you loved and the people that you cared about because you were in a space where you really cared more about other people being happy, I think, than you really cared about yourself being happy. All right. So I feel like that was kind of your main focus. It was like, I don't want to tell people my problems and burden them, or I don't want to impose and burden other people that I love and care about because I want them to be happy. And, you know, I can take care of myself and I can take care of what I'm going through. So I feel like you were in that mentality where you did the most you could to make other people happy, even if you weren't necessarily happy yourself. And you didn't want them to see you in a space of unhappiness. You know, clarifying this Nine of Wands, we got here the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is all about love. You know, you really loved and cared for your environment and for the people you dealt with, and you just didn't want them to know what you might have been struggling with. King of Swords, you kept it on the down low for sure in your past here. So in regards to your commitments and the people that you really cared about, you know, you did everything you could to make sure that you presented yourself well and presented yourself as everything was great, even if it wasn't. You know, clarifying the Two of Cups here, we have here the Moon card. You know, you dealt with a lot of things emotionally, but once again, you did everything you could to make sure other people's happiness was prioritized. And with the Star card showing up, you know, you were happy to see people in a good space, even if you couldn't necessarily be in that good space yourself. So I totally resonate with that. You know, Scorps, you are a water sign, even though Cancers here are cardinal water signs. At the end of the day, all water signs have a lot of similar kind of energies as well. And as a Cancer sun and rising myself, I've definitely been in a lot of places in my life where I prioritized other people's happiness above mine and wanted to just make sure they were good and not bother them or burden them with what was going on with me. You know, I kind of casted aside what I dealt with, but what I learned in the end is that it's never beneficial to ignore yourself. You know, it's never beneficial to ignore what you're feeling and what you're going through. And if you have people in your environment who truly love you, they're going to want to be there for you. They're going to want to be there for you. They're going to want to help you. They're going to want to make you feel better, just as you do your best to make them happy too. So you got to remember that, right? If you're with true and genuine people, they'll return the favor. Okay. All right, guys, moving on into the present moment. We start here with a Three of Cups and a Queen of Cups. You know, I think that in April, you're going to find yourself really happy with your environment and really invested in the people you're surrounding yourself with. You know, Queen of Cups over here, it could be love, like I mentioned in the freestyle read. I think that for some of you Scorpios, there could be a new connection abound. So if there's a new connection here coming into April, you're spending a lot of time with this person, but it's very joyful. Like there's a lot of fun that's coming out of this connection overall. I do see that in April, you're going to be a lot more socially active. All right. So maybe in March or earlier on, you might have felt a little bit more in hermit mode, keeping to yourself more, not really wanting to go out as much. Coming into April, though, you'll be very social. I do feel like you'll be going out a lot more. You'll be doing a lot more things than kind of just a normal routine where it's like go to work, come home, and relax. It's going to be more about going out and about, okay? So it feels good in that retrospect because the more social you're being, the more fun you're having, okay? Now, we have here Seven of Swords. We also have here a Sun card. You know, Seven of Swords to the Sun. You don't want your happiness to be sabotaged. I think there are certain worries you have about how good things are going in April. And this is another thing I can relate to because I've done this a lot in my past where I was like, okay, things are going very well right now. So is this too good to be true? And that right there is one of the most biggest self-deceptive or self-deceiving things we can do to ourselves, which we always want to be mindful about, right? When we get into that energy where we're like, something's going good right now. Is it too good to be true? Like when we start doing that to ourselves, we avoid the happiness we're currently experiencing by just bringing in fear. You know, we basically push away the happiness we're having right now and scare ourselves with a bunch of anxious thoughts, you know, so definitely try to avoid that energy of thinking, are things too good to be true? If things are going well for you in the month of April, enjoy it to the best of your ability. All right. Now let's go ahead and get some information here for you. We're going to go ahead and clarify this Three of Cups, and that Three of Cups is going to be followed up here with the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, I think you have a lot of confidence here around the person you're dealing with. You know, you feel like you're in good hands with somebody. Once again, there's still fear showing up even if you feel confident that you're in good hands with somebody, just because things are going very well. And keep in mind, if this is not about a new lover or a new person in your life in April, it could definitely just be about, I'm really happy with my new job, I'm really happy with my friends, whatever the case is, you know? Next card we have here, we have the Five of Wands. So you're doing everything you can to embrace happiness and embrace love and embrace the fact that good things are happening and are unfolding for you. But I think you still struggle with the worry that whatever good things you have are going to be things that are lost. You know, so the big main key here, Knight of Pentacles, is to focus on your stability, right? And to focus on the good things you have jumping into the month of April. The main key here is to enjoy the good stuff and to not be worried if there's going to be sabotage, and to not overthink and worry, is this going to end or is something bad going to come out of all this? It's about just simply enjoying the experience. You know, we have here the Sun card, and we also have here the King of Cups clarifying the Sun, or sorry, the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is literally the energy of being grounded, cool, calm, collected, and abundant. You know, this is going to be a month here where you are abundant, where you do have good things, and you should allow yourself to cherish and enjoy that abundance because you deserve to be happy. Point blank period. Looking in the past, you spent a lot of time making other people happy, right, Scorpio? But now this is the time to make yourself happy and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You have good things coming in for you. Let yourself enjoy it. Do not cloud the good stuff you have with anxiety or fear, okay? So I like this a lot for you, man. Really good stuff showing up here with the Three of Cups. I think it's going to be a heck of a month here with the kind of people you connect with. Just feels like very genuine people. Could be really great friends, could be a really great new person who came into your life romantically. Maybe things are drastically improving with a romantic partner for some of you. Maybe you've been dating somebody for a few years, and you know, maybe throughout those few years there's definitely been ups and downs, but jumping into April, it's like, yeah, shit just feels so much more different now with my person than it ever did, which is actually kind of nice. I do see for maybe one Scorpio, you might have been in a relationship with somebody where maybe the person you're in a relationship with is a bit of a homebody, and I think that you've adapted to that for a couple years where you kind of became less social, more homebody-ish, but this month they might start to become more outgoing and then respark that outgoing energy you initially had. And considering that they're starting to be more outgoing and more active, I know I mentioned earlier with the Three of Cups, it seems like a very social month. You start to feel more connected to that person because you start to enjoy and explore new things together, right? And it kind of resparks that energy of excitement within the relationship rather than being stuck in routine, which is really cool too. All right. Now moving on into your future, Scorps, let's have a look at that. We got here a Page of Cups, Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Hermit. So Page of Cups here to the Eight of Swords, right? Now, like I said, you're trying your hardest to not invest into worries and overthinking. I do see that being a bit of a common theme here for you coming into your month. You don't want to invest in overthinking and worries. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to rise above all that with the Ace of Wands. You know, what is really kind of the main idea here, or the main driving factor that's causing Scorpio to worry so much? You know, we have here the Six of Pentacles, and we have here the King of Wands, because you have dealt with people in the past here who've kind of presented themselves to be the perfect person, or presented themselves to be a really great balance or complement to you. But then King of Wands, when it comes towards what they wanted, they've always really focused on making sure that they got what they wanted out of the connection with you, whether this was a friend who took advantage of you in certain ways, whether this was a romantic partner, or even somebody, within your family. You know, very well likely could have been somebody within your family sector here who took advantage of you in a way, with maybe it was financially, maybe it was other things, maybe it was emotionally, whatever the case may be. So when we go through really deep and intense stuff with people in the past, you know, even if we heal it, it still lurks around in our mind. And I definitely understand that for sure. You know, it's hard to not worry. It's hard to not overthink that you know, I may get screwed over again by somebody in the future because I never know. You know, it's hard. It's very hard, I know. But Ace of Wands coming out here for you. Ace of Wands is about clean slate, new beginning, not allowing your past to interfere with your present. And I think that that's where you're getting at here, jumping into April. It's like, if I want to enjoy myself and if I want to succeed and grow with the good things in my life, I can't sit there and bring the energy of the shit that people have done to me in the past and just throw it on new people. I have to be willing to give the new experiences in my life a clean slate and a judgment-free zone to see what happens and to see what goes on from there, you know? So that's where you'll be at here overall. Clarifying the Hermit here, 8 of Wands, that energy of quick moving energy coming out here again, and the Fool card, the energy of new beginnings. Yeah, the Hermit card it could be a card here of isolation, but I don't think that's what it's representing, because it also could be a card here of a lot of wisdom. There is going to be a lot of wisdom, I feel, that's going to come towards you very quickly jumping into April. And what this wisdom is going to be in reference to really letting go and enjoying life more. This is more of like a odd message, or not an odd message, but it doesn't really fit into what we've talked about. I think for some of you Scorpios, you've kind of been in a space for a couple of years where you have felt like, I'm kind of tired of life being on autopilot. Like, I live my life every day. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I eat dinner. Maybe I have a dog, I play with a dog, I'll play video games, I go to bed. It's like life's felt repetitive, and maybe in a way, even if this sounds morbid, maybe it kind of felt like life's not really had much of a meaning to it because of the daily repetition of what you've been in. You know, you've been in a very big daily routine. Maybe the routine over the years hasn't changed as much. Maybe there's been a lack of excitement in your life. And in April, a doorway opens where you are having excitement. You are experiencing new things. You are around potentially new people and new energy. And it feels like you've been sparked and brought back to life again because you have broke the routine you've been so accustomed to. And I love that with the wisdom card coming in here, right? With the Hermit coming in being a card of wisdom, excuse me, it's a card of you recognizing that there can always be new experiences. You know, routines are routines. They're great, they're comfortable, but they don't always need to be the same routine all the time. Routines can be changed and new things can be experienced, but I have to be willing to put myself out there and emerge into something new. And I think that that's one of the biggest, most, you know, wisest things you're going to hear and understand jumping into April. It's that you can break your routine, you can break the repetitive cycles, and you can really still find new things to do each and every single day that are exciting and that bring back that excitement to life. So there's always more out there in life that can bring some excitement into it, okay? So definitely don't be afraid to be the fool, to embark on new journeys, whether those journeys are unknown to you or not. Never be afraid to embark on a new journey. You certainly can have new experiences whenever you'd like, okay? So I definitely think that for many of you, you're starting to see that new kind of perspective of like, I don't need to be stuck, you know? I don't need to live life on autopilot. I can certainly change up my life whenever I'd like to. And I see that wisdom coming towards you quite well, okay? Very nice. I like this. Okay, Scorpio. Having a look here now at your overall outcome. Let's see what's going to show up here for you. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout April 2023? And what do we have? We have here the Hangman, and we also have here the Five of Cups. I actually like these two cards paired together. Now, when we see the Hangman in the tarot, typically what the Hangman can represent is it can represent the energy of being stuck or being stagnant. But on the other side of the Hangman, as you can see, looking at the bottom over here, well, actually, they don't show it in this tarot deck, but naturally in most tarot decks, they show it. What they would show is a glow that's on his head. I guess in a way, you can see the sun shining right behind his head, kind of giving an effect of a glow. But naturally with a Hangman, what it means is it means enlightenment. You know, the Hangman's never really stuck. Even though it appears that he's stuck, even though he feels stuck, the truth is that he's not. So I feel like with the Five of Cups showing up here for you with the outcome, it's kind of like you're looking at the things you experienced in the past and felt like you've always had to carry that energy of sadness or misery with you, and you felt like it was stuck on you. It's almost like, you ever see those, I guess like they put it in movies, right, Scorpio, where it's like just like a rain cloud pouring on a person, but it follows that person everywhere they go. Everybody else has the sunshine on them, but the rain cloud just keeps following and tracking that one specific person. It's almost kind of felt like maybe for a couple years, that was the energy we're in, where it's like this rain cloud has just kept following me, you know, this cloud of misery. And I always thought I was going to be stuck in it. I always thought that this is it. This is my life, you know? But the truth is that you could literally break away that cloud at any time and immerse yourself into the sunshine. And that's what you're recognizing here with the Hermit, with all that wisdom. It's that, yeah, I experienced shitty things, but I didn't need to continue to carry them with me. You know, I think a big thing that also triggers everything happening this month is the realization that you didn't need to keep holding on to things that made you miserable in the past. I feel like many of you are having a breakthrough with your past and you're no longer allowing it to define you. And once you started to move more towards a positive energy, that's when all this new stuff started manifesting for you. You know, new people entering your life, you being more trustworthy and open with new connections, you know, you being able to allow yourself to be happy. So you see a different way here now. You don't just see misery showing up in your life anymore. You're recognizing, if I thought I was going to be miserable forever or unhappy forever, that was my own mentality keeping me stuck. But the truth is I can immerse myself into the sunshine at any given moment in time. And I think this month is really going to start to prove that to you here overall. Okay, so Scorpio, really nice reading. Happy to see a lot of the good stuff coming in for you. Really cool shit, honestly, for your month. And with that all being said, thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I do hope you enjoyed your April 2023 reading. Of course, if it resonates, let me know down in the comments down below. But with that all being said, Scorpio, thank you very much for coming out here. If you're new and you're interested in subscribing to the channel, definitely feel free to. I'd be more than happy to welcome you here into the soul family. But guys, have a great April, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Much love, Scorpio, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.